Hey guys, welcome back for match 5. This is the last match of this league. I'm hoping for a 4-1, but we're probably gonna hit the 3-2 because modern format of 3-2s. I already know it. Some of you other guys might also know it from paying a lot of attention. But essentially, I rolled a 1. I lost the dice roll again, and I'm gonna keep this hand that has double ritual, Baral, Pass in Flames because well, it's not amazing. And I'd always rather this Pass in Flames as gifts, because I can never actually draw that card. It's keepable enough, especially with the Opt, because then I can actually start doing some stuff, and I might be able to just slam a turn 2 bear and kill him on turn 3, depending on what he plays. He ends up playing Verdant Catacombs, which does not make me think that he's playing degenerate, uninteractive Magic, unfortunately. So on my turn, I'm just going to play this Delta and pass back to him, hoping to see what he does, and he just gets an Overgrown Tomb tapped, which is really not good for us. Then he plays Basic Forest, which is even worse for us. Here he's going to cast Collective Brutality unescalated. So I'm thinking he's either Jund or some kind of green-black rock deck. I'm going to cycle this Opt, because I'd rather be able to choose some of the cards that are in my hand at least, and I'll keep this Sleight of Hand, because it's a cantrip. He ends up taking it, which is probably pretty smart. And I play the Scalding Tarn here since he knows about that land. And then he resolves a Goyf, which is already a 3-4. End of turn, I probably should have fetched there, but I didn't. Here I fetch Shock, thinking about trying to combo, and then decided that that's too greedy and I probably shouldn't, and ended up taking 2 damage for no reason. But I'm getting pretty close to having just a natural combo here, which is going to be very good against this rock deck. He plays Tracker and Field of Ruin. It's not looking super good for us because he's got a 3-turn clock now just with that, and I end up drawing the second Pass in Flames. There's an argument here for burning a ritual and the Grape Shot just to kill the Tracker, but I'd rather have the second ritual because I can't cast these Pass in Flames naturally without having that ritual. He Inquisitions me, takes the Desperate Ritual, which is really bad, because all I needed was another one, and I could have started splicing and kind of going insane, which I ended up drawing a Pyretic Ritual to go with the Pass in Flames, but now I'm still stuck in that same location where I can only get up to 5 mana, and I'm kind of in a bad position. And I'm dead on the Crackback. So there's nothing I can really do. I'm just going to concede and move to game 2. The rock deck did its interactive thing, and playing a linear deck, that tends to win. So what I do is pretty standard, a little different, but pretty standard. I've been taking out 2 Goblin, 1 Noxious, 1 Remand, 1 Repeal, 1 Unsub, because I'm not super interested in interacting with most of their hate cards, like their graveyard hate cards, and D-Sphere and some of the other stuff, or I guess D-Sphere makes people think Detention Sphere. Wet Ball, Damping Sphere, is sometimes in the sideboard of just the regular green rock decks, but I considered bringing in some Abrades for it over some of the gifts, but I did take out most of the bounce spells, the Remand, the Noxious, Goblins, because I try to leave in a couple Barals just because they help accelerate certain parts of the combo, and they essentially make a bunch of mana, so they're just another ritual for these empty kills. And took out 3 gifts and 1 Pass in Flames. I like to hedge by leaving 1 Pass in Flames in whenever possible, even if I'm expecting like Leyline of the Void or other graveyard hate. And I brought in 4 pieces, 1 empty since I already have the 1 main deck, and I brought in 3 bolts and the 2 Thing in the Ice. The Thing in the Ice come in just because they're good at tempoing out his game plan, and they're better than some of the other cards in my deck. Obviously I can't keep a no-land hand, and this hand, mulling to 5 is miserable against a discard deck, so I'm going to keep this pretty garbage 6. but it's 4 lands. I'm going to bottom that Past in Flames because I really don't want to be seeing it. He doesn't end up having a Leyline, which I guess is good for me, but I'm not doing anything until turn 3. He gets to Inquisition me, and I'm going to just fetch out the Steam Vents now, thin a little bit. And he just takes the Manamorphose to make sure I can't cycle on turn 2. I draw Desperate Ritual, which is a card. Doesn't really do much for me right now, but it's going to help get me to an empty at some point. And then he casts he casts a Duress, which is real rough, because he gets to take my pieces and I'm stuck with 2 lands, essentially just mana. Here I'm going to cast the Opt, so then I can choose which land to play based on what I see. I'm going to bottom that ritual because I really just want an action spell, but I end up drawing the other ritual. There's an argument for playing Canal there, since it's not going to come into play untapped. But at this point, I'm a little bit tilted. He plays a Tracker on 3, but he doesn't actually have a 4th land to follow it up with. I just end up drawing another land. I'm just going to play the fetch out an island, and pass to him. Hopefully he thinks I have like a Gifts or something, and we'll play around that. He Thought Seizes me, thinking I probably have something like that. Takes one of the 2 rituals, and then cracks the Clue to make this into a 4/3 guy. Here, I end up drawing an Empty the Warrens finally, which if that had been 1 turn earlier, I think we might have been actually in this game. But since it wasn't, I get to play this. I just get to cast a Desperate Ritual, cast an Empty the Warrens for 4. Just trying to claw my way back into this game. He, which I apologize that went through that turn super quickly. He plays another land, makes another Clue, attacks with his Tireless Tracker, heavily shows that he has a removal spell, something like that, but I'm going to make him have it. I decide to block with all 4 goblins. He cracks the Clue and actually ends up Fatal Pushing a goblin and then resolving a Damping Sphere. At this point, I draw a Baral, which isn't very useful to me, but I'm going to play it just because, worst case, it's a blocker. And but he just has another Fatal Push for it. Gets to crack, or he doesn't crack the Clue, he just animates the Street Top Village, hits me for 8, puts me to 5, which means the Tracker's lethal, and I draw the Scrape Shot. So, Storm losing to the Rock decks. It's like all is right in the world in Modern right now, even with Dredge being the menace that it is. But yeah, hopefully the league was somewhat informative. I do plan on hopefully making a bunch more videos soon. If you guys have something specific you want to see, or certain pieces of information that you're looking for, or suggestions, always feel free to comment. I'll respond to it. I don't always claim to be making the best decisions, and I do like to play slightly different versions of Storm than what most people do. But always down to try different things, and if we look at my collection, I only have like 15 different Storm decks, most of which are some variant on Gift Storm or the like nowadays. So just let me know. I've tried most of them, and I do plan on playing a bunch more leagues because I'm trying to get a bunch of reps in before GP Portland, just to smooth out some of my feelings on certain matchups. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and let me know if there's anything you guys want to see next time.